welcome back to the Wafflehouse. After a week off where we went to Marquette. And we upset the poor old DM, had a terrible time with us. We're back with the Wafflehouse in Exandria. A resume from 2 weeks ago. Over to Boris.
Okay, last session. The Waffle House finally found the statue that may hold the key to saving Ragesh's life. It's surrounded by an ominous green glow. Iskip, and more importantly Freddy, take a bit of a hit from that and instantly yeet themselves from the area. After that, some world-class waffling ensues, until we finally agree on spell magic and the glow disappears. More faffing and waffling, Boris goes supersize, and with some adult supervision they start carrying the statue. It was at this point that we allowed Dak to lead the group. And of course we ended up in some kind of underground lava-filled cave of the damned. But luckily,
it was nice and warm,
though. It was lovely and warm. But just as they started to take notice of us, we got ourselves out of there with a very nicely placed illusion from JC, I believe it was, that stopped them from following us. We managed to make it back to Sanctuary, and we rushed to Ragesh's side. The ritual was began, but it quickly became clear that the statue alone would not be enough, and Brick, our mighty warrior, ended up giving his life. The party barely has time to come to terms with this, as Dyson Brant returns. With both Brick and Muriel lost to them, and their greatest enemy returning, the Wafflehouse is in serious need of help. Other notable mentions: Lewing has a pocket full of diamond dust, and JC always has to touch things.
Oh, cool. Vecna was in there somewhere as well.
There was a Vecna in there somewhere, I believe.
Am I supposed to be seeing that? Yes, I didn't think so.
Stand there. Rain, water dripping from the ceiling, a rent far above you from the magics on the ley line. The vision from the Shadowfell fades, but burns your consciousness. It is now dark in, illuminated only by a sliver of sunlight coming from this crack, at least many thousands of feet above you. Ragesh sits up. She reaches over to the inert body. Body is gone. Retribution is gone. By the way, the armor is there. I made a mistake last time. Dad, father. And she looks round. Wafflehouse, where's my dad? Where's Marius? And then she goes to feels for her tummy. Something burst out of me. Those creatures broke through the protection of Sanctuary, and they murdered us all. Marius and I were the last left. And the last thing I remember is something crawling out of my innards and laughing at me, jumping away. Marius stood over me, held my hand. Where is he? Where's Dad? And she looks round, looking for answers.
the situation was more complex than we originally thought. Marius wasn't who he claimed to be, and your father gave his life for yours, and in doing so has unfortunately contributed to bringing back a great evil.
I am confused. Marius was the soul of Sanctuary. He kept us alive, kept the demons at bay.
I suspect for his own ends. The fact that you all survived as long as you did was just inconsequential to him.
No, don't believe you. Dad, where's Dad? What have you done to him? She looks through the armour on the floor. Where is he? Dad! And she starts shouting out. Her voice echoes around this chamber. Dad? 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 Where is he? No. 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 And she just holds the black cloak that Brick wears. She tries to pick up the armour, but her small frame struggles. There's nothing in there. But she holds it to her as if he was still there. Oh, Dad! Dad! Where are you? Get him back! Get him back! Where is he? And she looks at you, Dak. You can do something, can't you? Get him back, please. Get him back.
This decision was his. He wanted this.
I can't.
He wanted you.
And you've seen two sides of Ragesh. You've seen this proud warrior. You look at her now. She is a young woman, scared, alone, frightened, bereft. I don't. I spent so long wanting him to come back. Come back. No, he's gone. Just don't. The gods are so unfair. Can't you do anything? You're powerful. You told me you were powerful. Do something. And she starts to... She's so bereft now, she struggles to speak. She just looks at all of you imploring.
This isn't the end of it. We were lied to and deceived.
And Freddie raises a head out of your pyjamas, Iskip.
You beat me to it. Yeah, I will. She's not met Freddy before, has she? He's always just been tucked away.
Yeah, actually, probably may have seen him when you travelled a little bit together.
I'll give Freddy a little approving nod and say, Ragesh, maybe little Freddy, hold him for a time. Oh, help.
Freddy looks at you, goes over to her. She just intuitively starts to pat him. Freddy nuzzles up to her.
Begrudgingly.
And he also looks through the pile of belongings to Brick. And he looks up at the ceiling. And he howls a mournful wail. Please, what can you do?
The very least is we can track down the one that lied to us.
this was all because those goblins raided my village. Hadn't been for them, we would have been together as a family. Mama, Papa, and I would have grown up together. I vow revenge against all goblins for doing this to us. They set this in motion. And you can see a steeliness in her eyes again. My father's stuff I will take. If you can do nothing for him, I will avenge him.
I understand your want and need for retribution, but your father gave his life so that you can live again, and he wouldn't want to see you waste it and put your life in danger. I understand that you need to do this, but you must be cautious.
Could you make a persuasion roll? It's Freddy, an emotional support dragon.
Yes, now.
Don't forget your charisma's 19 again.
Oh yes, it is. So 4, yes, 23 then.
I will ponder your words. You certainly are a leader. I will to think. My world is turned upside down, but the fire of vengeance burns in my heart. I cannot let that lie. And she tries to stand, but her legs give way underneath. Partly because she's carrying the weight of the adamantine armor. Partly because I realise that she is frail and tired from her ordeal. Game speak, she has a exhaustion score of 5.
You certainly are your father's daughter, but I would suggest you rest, at least until you're recovered, before you set out. Otherwise, your expedition will end before it begins.
She nods at you as you say these words. What are the rest of you doing?
I would like to turn over the tables and chairs and look through everything that's been left behind.
Okay. You can see writings, books, papers. You see a tome which you'd read before, which Marius had been using, which had diagrams of a ziggurat in. Realised that there was some dark magic interwoven behind the script.
Are there any? Can I do a check? Are there any false fronts or hidden doors or hidden sections of any of this furniture?
Make a investigation roll.
20.
20. There is a box there which is open. You can see inside there's a cradle, which holds something about the size of a baseball, perhaps. There is little here that you can see. These writings will be interesting to a museum. It will take time to decipher. There is little in the way of magic here. You do find the bow, which Gesh's bow, long bow, which pick up. It's in a cupboard under one of the tables, and you pick it up and you look at it.
I do.
You gonna do anything with it?
I'm assuming it just looks like a bow to me. I know there's some sort of magical effect on it, but Luna's above such things, so what he'll do is he'll just mage hand it over to her while he continues to ruffle through.
Ragesh is now sort of fallen unconscious, asleep.
Even better. I don't have to do any talking then. So yes, I will just drop that off by her and continue to search through and start collecting up all of the notes and tomes and arcane items.
Dak, could you just make a intelligence roll for me, please?
Sure. 21, natural 20.
As the bow is put down to Ragesh, you recognise it. This is Nighthawk. This is Jordan's bow.
Tangled web we weave.
You can see the unmoving figures around you.
As Ragesh drops off to sleep, I will cast Greater Restoration and see if we can take some of that exhaustion away.
And you do so. She sleeps more soundly. Some of the bags under her eyes lighten a little.
Well, Boris, my lad, that was a fine mess you got yourself into, wasn't it?
I didn't do that.
Oh, you silly boy. Well, what she's done is done. I think you probably need to apologise to the young girl.
What for?
Hailed helped that horrible man murder her dad. That was unnecessary, my boy. I don't know why you did it. She will never, even with those hips of hers, don't think she would fall for you now, my boy.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a champion.
Ah, yes you are. Yes you are. You're a champion. Strong nipples. They run in the family, don't you know?
Yes, Gran.
Yes. Yes, your father was very fond of my nipples, you know. I could lift him and his brother. Both of them with my nipples. Yes, you know, that's why they all my breasts suck a bit now. Anyway, I will leave you to your whatever you're doing. All right, bye.
Dak.
Obviously,
we can't leave her here on her own. Are we staying
no.
the night, or are we moving on and taking her with us?
Let's
Goodness no, this place is far too dim for that. Let's go somewhere nice.
Can we go somewhere with food and drink?
Where are you
Preferably
thinking?
preferably without the murderous intent that goes along with that.
Oh, if it was me, I think it is quite beyond time we return back to our old drinking grounds.
If it was you, who are you?
Boris, would you like a big pint?
Yes.
Then do what I say.
Yes.
If that being the case, we'll head out, find ourselves a tree. Boris, would you mind carrying Ragesh, please? She's exhausted.
Yep. So DM, can I just write down? Do I have a name for what I've managed to gather of Marius's tomes and scrolls?
Papers and arcane. It's basically books which are interesting to read, but nothing which is magical.
No, that's fine. Still, there might be something to glean from this if I did proper study.
If you did a proper study, you may learn something. but that will take some time and maybe some sanity.
Whilst we're doing that, Jason's going to be deeply staring into this ruby that
Okay.
he's picked up.
You stare into the ruby. A face looks at you from the see the a frog-like face look at you. Black skin, black gills. You are not. And he talks to you without moving his lips. You are not the apprentice of the Whispered One. Who are you? To hold my soul gem.
It was promised to me. Upon completion of a task, I was allowed to have
That was not part. That was not part of the deal. Deal was to release my god, and my stone would be given back to me.
What god was that?
Could you make a religion roll for me, please?
Well, I can do one, but I don't think I'm going to get much. Actually, fucking up saying that. 23. I will know 16 because I have disadvantage.
Disadvantage, why?
1 point of exhaustion.
I won't give you disadvantage in this because this is a knowledge roll.
Okay.
He goes, my god. God of chaos. Sendam herself. You know that Sendam is a god of the Slad.
Okay.
God of chaos.
JC's going to do what JC does best. Oh, a god statue. I've got one of them. He's going to put out the log statue and hold it in front of the ruby.
So you have made compact with the other. What game do you play?
I like shiny things, and both this and your ruby are shiny.
I think you take me for a fool. To have both my soul gem and a representation of the Spider Queen. You are an agent of chaos yourself. Interesting. By the way, this is all going on in your head. Nobody else can hear this.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably see me put up the little statue and then look at that, look at the ruby, look at the little... Yeah, I won't be saying anything. I see it in the head.
I await your command. And the gem light goes out.
Ooh. Well, I will carefully pop that in one of my belt pockets.
Okay. And Freddie is wrapped around Ragesh.
Yeah.
She sleeps.
So, for this drink then, gents.
Yes.
Do we also want a nice quick win as well? This has felt a pretty devastating day, to be fair.
What did you have in mind?
Well, from the shenanigans earlier on the other day, our bag of holding is acting a bit bizarre. And it feels like that might be a quick win.
We really should get Ragesh and somewhere safe first.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Let's get her safe first. Yeah.
Come on, Boris going to pick Ragesh up.
Okay. Easy
the
to do.
Adamantine armor and the bow. Who's carrying that? I could probably chuck. I could probably carry them. I could probably chuck the adamantine armor over one shoulder or something like that. But
it's heavy and bulky. It's
Okay.
difficult to do that.
Boris, if you look after that for today, why don't we put it in the storeroom tomorrow?
Hmm.
And his boots as well. Don't forget his boots.
Yeah, we can string it all together, I'm sure.
all right, that's cool. I've got it, all of it.
The ring of fire
kill.
resistance is not there though. Okay.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm feeling positively terrible today. It's just not being a good one for the Waffle House. So why don't we go drink our sorrows away?
Yes.
Wonderful. Right, if everyone could step into my vicinity, we can take care of business.
Obviously, bringing Ragesh with me.
Oh, hold on a sec. And Lewin's just going to point out of the door here, assuming that it's open.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he's just going to cast Fairy Fire in a big square out there.
And you can see these orange lights flicker around. Do not illuminate anything, but it is the fairy fire you knew and remember from previously.
Cool. No wild magic.
No.
Hmm.
Good. Well, why don't we go to that pub we always go to in Emon? What was its name?
The Viacron?
Oh yes, the Vio Croc. That's it.
I'm sure there's a bill waiting for us already.
Oh well. We don't need to stay there, of course. I have far greater accommodations of my own. But the scenery would be nice, and you lot look as though you could use a pint. Particularly the very depressed young half-orc there.
Oops, sorry about that.
God, not another one.
Like, we should do this guy.
Yes, I
That
did.
depressed, eh?
I did tell you I got vicious mockery as some sort of magical pact.
Nice.
Right. Has anyone else got to do anything else here? Because otherwise we're going.
I don't think so. We've caused enough damage, yeah.
Let's go. Wasted drinking time.
Now, Dak, that is not fair, but I'll discuss this later. And with that, Lewin is going to set out and attempt to teleport to the Vio Croc in Amon.
Okay. You are, I would say, you are very familiar. You stayed there a few times. Lewin himself has not been there that long, but he's not seen casually. So I would say very familiar.
Perfect. Right. Mighty 2. On target.
On target.
Woohoo. Oh, Prick's here.
Well, you got his stuff. Marshall standing there behind the bar, opening for the lunchtime crowd. There's no one in the beer crook at the moment. Wafflehouse! Where the hell's did you come from? There's a rat on the desk, the countertop. looks at you all inquiringly.
Tracy's ears do prick up as he stares.
Jumps onto Marshall's shoulder. Ah, well, I didn't expect you here. Welcome, Wafflehouse. You're back in town.
We are indeed back in town, my erudite fellow. We have had a terrible day. What is your strongest alcohols?
We have Wild Mother's milk.
Bit creamy. What else?
We have ports from... no, we've got whiskey with an E.
Dwarvish whiskey?
Whiskey with an E. It's from the plains. There's a village there. Some of you, and he points at Dak. Are you on? Can you see the right page? Are you on? Can you see the pub page, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes. You remember? You told me about this place where you can get whiskey. Just doing a great business here. And he lines up some glasses.
Boris is hopping around behind you, Lewin.
Can we please get 3 bottles? And Lewin reaches into his pockets and just pulls out this fine powder-like substance and just sort of holds it above the table and goes, "I'll pay with this."
We need coin. I'm not going to have talcum powder. I don't know what that is.
That is pure diamond, my good fellow.
Well, I prefer pure gold, if that's okay.
How much?
Lewin's just going to prestidigitate and sort of just pull it onto his hand and stick it back into his bag.
Yeah, you can do that.
His fingers are glittering slightly now. That's fine.
It's 50 gold pieces a bottle.
How much does a bottle of whiskey cost? Like 50 gold?
50 gold, aye.
just not going to question that.
Dak, you remember it was 50 gold pieces.
Yeah, that's fine. At this moment, Lewin getting fleeced isn't really the higher importance.
Right, Boris, here you go. And
if you don't mind me saying so, Dak, you look like shite.
It's been a rough year.
And I don't know your friends. Don't know all your friends. Who's the big burly one here?
Oh, he's harmless as long as you let him drink enough.
He's got a strange foot.
Yeah, it's that one was my fault, but that's a long story.
And who's the pig?
Oh yeah, he's harmless as long as you feed him.
And the cat?
He's harmless as long as you got.
I'm pretty sure that JC has been here before because he chased the rat.
Yeah, but he doesn't recognise you now because you're covered in these red welts and things.
Ah, okay.
Oh, well, is that the same cat you had before?
Yeah, he seems to be balding for some reason.
God, you all look terrible. Apart from you, Dak, you look grand, you know. The Elvis suits you.
Thank you very much.
I think perhaps we don't open today. I think give you a chance to decamp some of your worries.
I appreciate that, thank you.
And who's the lass in your hands?
Yeah, she suffered a great loss. She'll take a great deal of time before she's herself again.
Oh yeah, as soon as we arrived here, Boris basically just dropped her into your arms and ran to the bar.
Whose arms? Whose arms you can drop her into?
Dax.
Oh, this will go well. Yeah.
Dak, what's your strength? Can you make a
-1.
Could you make a strength roll for me, please?
I've still got the armour and stuff, but you got her.
14.
That's fine. You stagger, but you managed to do it. Managed to hold her. She's light.
Perhaps a room for her, Marshal. Let her rest.
Well, it's quiet time at the moment, so you can have your old room back.
Thank you.
And for old time's sake, I'll just charge you the normal rate.
Thank you.
And he gets out this large scroll
Yeah, exactly.
Blows dust
yeah,
of it because he
that's
hasn't
the
been there for a
usual.
while, and he scribbles on the bottom. And I suppose the whiskey is going to be on your account too.
May as well.
Uh,
I'll take a wander upstairs and put her into bed.
we'll tell you what, we will bring you food and whiskey, sustenance. The fire is burning, warm. You are the saviours of Imon, and you've a good business for our establishment. You can see on the walls behind them memorabilia and pictures of and posters of the Wafflehouse, trying to paint you in a good light. Clearly, there was some groupies who used this place as a bit of a shrine. I'll keep them out, though.
Thank you.
You and I'll take the lass, and I'll put her in your room. And he's got there's a waitress there who goes up with her and says, I will attend to her. What is her name?
Ragesh.
Ragesh, is that anything to do with our brick? Where is the big burly orc?
She's Brick's daughter.
Ah, he found her. Where is the man?
He won't be returning.
Ah. And he takes another glass and pours himself a whiskey. I always like that brick. Thick as a post, mind you. Chasing ducks. What was it with him and ducks? But he found his daughter. I know that's all he wanted.
Mm.
And he drowns the whiskey. Ah! God, that smells. We will look after her like she's one of ours.
Thank you.
She looks terrible.
Yeah.
And he takes her upstairs with you. Waitress is there, and he comes down quickly, and the waitress is there. Barmaid is there, attends to Ragesh. Some soup is taken up. And those of you with high passive perceptions, after about 10 or 15 minutes, hear sobbing from upstairs. Do you mind if I join you? Wafflehouse.
By all means.
And he brings another bottle of whiskey out. Since you've been doing this game, Dak, you've lost a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to remember those who've fallen. And even Hewin the rat looks upset, but still keeps a distance from Jack. And he pours a round of whiskey. Let's give a toast to all your fallen colleagues. You have to remember them all now, don't you?
I think we're up to 4 or 5, I think now. I have to count, yeah.
I know. Seeing someone else die is really quite worrying.
Well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
That's
Jason,
right,
you have a thought.
You
Who's going to tell Gladys?
You see in the side of the room that Boris and Lewin have just got this bottle and they've got shot glasses lined up as they're just downing one after another.
Okay.
Oh, it's a second fail. Lewin is getting very drunk.
I think as well, let's raise one to Muriel.
Ah, Muriel. She was a lass. She fallen too.
She's in a temporary state of disembodiment, and I'll wink at Lewin. I think that's how he put it.
Actually, I don't think he knew Muriel.
No,
didn't.
because Muriel was solely in in Kaimor, yeah.
Yeah. So you reminisce, if you wish to. And Lewin, could you just make a charisma saving throw for me, please?
Yes, I can.
20. Okay, so you can keep in your thoughts of it was Muriel, wasn't it? Muriel are starting to bubble to the fore. The alcohol is releasing it.
Yep. It's very hard to compartmentalize when you're drunk.
You can control your emotions if you wish.
I am going to control my emotions. Repression is a really healthy thing to do.
Your mustache is just twitching a little bit.
You've got to focus on flipping beer mats now, because that's where the games are going.
Yeah. I'm just going to follow along with whatever you suggest, Boris. Basically, I'm drinking the pain away.
That's absolutely fine.
And Boris probably doesn't understand quite what's going on. So.
No, he's flipping beer mats, and then we'll move on to one where you have to balance on a chair, and then we'll probably play hide and seek at some point, and the drinking will ensue.
And as you feel a tapping on your shoulder, Boris, and turn around and you see the spectral figure of Uncle Angus, headless, hand out though, asking for a shot glass.
Done.
Okay.
Pour him a nice healthy shot of whiskey.
And he just pours it down his neck. In fact, most of it splashes on the floor. The rest of you just see a glass just lift into the air and empty itself.
May I sleight of hand a glass underneath where I know that's going to go?
You can try. Do a sleight of hand roll.
He's quite drunk as well.
Oh, so it's disadvantage then if you're drunk. 8.
Yep.
Are you fall off your stool?
To Boris, this is the funniest thing in the world. Okay. And he's on the floor laughing while still trying to drink.
Freddie is back with you, Skip.
Oh, is he? Is he also forlorn?
Yeah.
Marshall, do you have any?
When Freddie's head comes out, Hewing goes eek, and just disappears under the counter.
Yes. I also forgot, Marshall. We have a new friend. His name is Freddie, and Freddie, that over there is Hewen. Be extra nice to him, okay? Understand? Yes? Good. Thank you. Yes, Marshall, do you have any food readily available?
There's food brought out for you guys to eat as well.
Oh, is there? Yeah. And I think Freddie at this point will just start tucking in and eating his sorrows, much like your Skip.
And he does so. Actually, you notice he's starting to get a bit heavier.
Good boy. Who's got a big fat belly?
And he just belches.
And we enter a belching competition.
And interestingly, as he belches this time, rather than the sulphurous fumes come in his mouth, you can see almost like a light coming out of his mouth now. And he looks proudly at you.
Very good. Let's see more.
And he tries again, but almost regurgitates his food. And
Nice.
as you have much further north here, the sun has set, and you are tired. I can serve you all night if you wish, Wafflehouse, but you look like you could do with some sleep.
Yeah, I think you lot are drunk enough. Let's carry you off to bed, eh?
No, it's time for the arm wrestling contest.
Yes, yes. Oh, all right, Boris.
Wait, which one's my arm? Is this mine?
No, that's your tentacle leg.
I'll try it with that then.
So this,
He's got a broken arm, isn't he?
so Tentacle comes up onto the table.
Oh, buy me a drink first, Boris.
You've had
Those
loads.
Scottish.
And
Right,
Right.
the shenanigans with those two, and the rest of you get shown to your old room. Brings back memories. Unless you're going to do anything else, you're going to have a long rest tonight.
Lewin's going to fumble with his keys, and he's going to drop it a few times before he before he casts this at 9th level.
What's he casting?
He's casting the Brilliant Bastille inside of the room.
So we got room in a room.
Yes.
Okay, could you please make for me a Constitution roll with disadvantage because you're so drunk?
Yes. And I keep dropping the keys.
It's gonna
That's a
blow us all.
13.
What level spell is this?
It
Level
is. Well, it's a 7th level spell, but I'm using my 9th level spell slot.
Okay, well if you're going to use your 9th level spell slot, I'll let you do that then. You get it wrong a few times.
You know, I scratched the door a bit around the keyhole.
Yep. And actually no, 13 is too low. Sorry, even with its 9th level, you've got the wrong key. You know what it's like. You go try. You got 5 keys on the key ring, and you try 20 times, and you still can't get it to work. Perhaps you got the wrong house.
That's fair enough. I'm just going to collapse into the bed then.
They fall onto the bed, and Marshall and the barmaid attend to you. Gesh has her own space, and then unless you're going to do anything else, we'll have a long rest tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yarb.
Yeah.
So you have a long rest and you awake in the morning. You hear bustle of activity outside. And the city awakes. Ragesh is still asleep. You all have a long rest. JC, you lose your last point of exhaustion.
Yep.
But roll.
And I've done the 1d10.
And breakfast is served down in the beer crook. Barmaid takes food up to Ragesh.
Lewin, am I right in thinking you've got a great deal of diamond dust to hand?
Huh? Oh! Yes! Sorry, give me a sec. And you just see flick of the hand, and you just see a suspicious-looking pile in the corner disappear.
Ah.
And yeah, you just see Lord just opens up his pockets and pouches, and you just see there is just the glimmer of diamond dust everywhere.
Right, okay. Well, if you've got a couple of 100 gold pieces worth to spare, I'd quite happily give you gold for it.
I have 4,800 gold pieces worth of diamond dust. How much would you like?
Wow. Say 400?
Okay, I will count out what I consider to be about 100 gold pieces.
Okay. There you go, and I'll give you the gold for that as well, so you're not out of pocket.
Oh, good.
Oh look, Lewin's got some gold.
I'll have you know that I have well over 1,000 gold pieces to my name.
In gold?
Yes.
Where do you keep that then?
And you see that Lewin jumps up and down. You can just hear the jingle coming off him.
Oh. I thought my powers of deduction were stronger than that.
JC's going to immediately start looking for the bell. He hears a jingle. JC's also going to mention that we really should tell Gladys.
Who?
Yeah.
Gladys.
That's really a DAC job, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll stay here and guard Ragesh. You go and do that, DAC.
Yeah, that's fine. I can take care of that.
I can't believe you went for that.
But remember, Gladys had went to Kymel.
Oh.
Dak, you hear almost like a radio tuning in your mind. Dak of the Waffle House.
Hello.
If you are in the vicinity of Emon and the Alabaster Lyceum, please attend me at your earliest convenience.
Of course.
You may answer this question. You may, and it's a sending spell, and you recognise it coming from Allura Vysoren,
Okay.
who is the head wizard of the Arcana Panasophical.
I shall let everyone know over breakfast that Allura wishes to see us at the Alabaster Lyceum.
Skip's correct. And that's it. They can't. What do you actually reply to that message? That's sending.
We'll be along shortly.
Okay. So breakfast is served. Ham and cheese, bread. Lots of black coffee is brought to Lewin, particularly. Lewin, you still look terrible.
Yeah, about right.
Day, Wafflehouse, it's yours.
If
Boris.
some of you are feeling a little bit worse or where, you could stay here.
Oh, a couple of things. Boris, I need to get something. Would you like your chair back?
Yes. There's a bad guy. We need the chair.
That's it. So, with a flick of the fingers, you see suddenly a small trap door appears out of the ground. And as you open it, in the center of the room, you see the chair of champions, the seat of Cord. In addition, you can see that there seems to be a whole lot of gold and a cask of spring water in here. Lewin is going to grab that cask of spring water and start drinking it to get rid of his hangover.
There is a parchment on the chair of sitting.
Is there now?
Yeah.
Well, I would suggest Boris should read this, but I don't think that Boris can read. So,
If Boris got to it first, he would pass it to Lewin.
that's right. What does it say?
To the magnificent Lewin. Premier wizard in all of Exandria. Seek Akbar the Wanderer in Ankarel.
Ankarel.
Akbar the Wanderer.
Akbar the Wanderer. Does this name have any familiarity to me.
Not at all. And after you read it, the parchment just catches fire and disappears to smoke.
Well, that's going to keep my mind busy for some time. And I'm going to collect the gold in here, which is 3,000 gold pieces.
Yep.
And the chair is yours, Boris, if you want it.
Absolutely. We're going to need this.
Are we going to leave Brick's equipment?
That was. I was also going to suggest we do that.
Yeah.
And as you're doing that, Ragesh comes down the stairs wearing a dress. Looks about 2 sizes too big. Still looks very fatigued. Wafflehouse. So it wasn't a dream.
No.
Tell me what happened.
Very well. And Dak will explain.
And you can
the
see
events
Marshall is very attentive as well.
I will tell her everything. I won't leave anything out. I won't embellish. I won't lie or deceive. I will just tell her exactly what happened in however much detail she requires.
And you can see the emotions playing on her face. And when you recount the episode at the end, and Brick sacrificed himself for her, you can see pride, love, anguish, tears in her face. Dak, can you make an insight roll for me, please?
Mm-hmm. Insight, where it is. 13.
13. She just nods. I see. So
I'm just gonna.
So yep.
I was just to say, after I've finished, I'm just gonna put my hand on her shoulder and just say, "You meant everything to your father, and please, despite how much it hurts, don't throw it away."
He meant everything to me. I don't know how to do this. Where are we now anyway? Where is this place?
We are in Amon. This building is
Amon.
Livia Croc.
Imon. That's the big city on the Cosmic Sea, is it not?
Yes.
How did we get here?
Yeah. When you fell unconscious, Luan transported us here late last night.
I've never been in a big city before.
It's certainly time to see, but it can be a little overwhelming, especially for those of us that are not used to it.
I don't like this. I didn't like those caves, the Underdark. It's a city like that.
No. It's above ground.
Can I see the sky?
Yes you can.
She goes out and it's busy and crowded outside, and she looks scared as she sees activity, but she can see the sky. There's a oxen pulling a cart, being beaten by the driver, and she's not best pleased with that. And she goes, "This is a strange place, as alien as the Underdark. I do not know if I like it here."
if I might suggest, there is a park, a little slice of peace within the city. I quite enjoy going there. It's just the right mix of rural and city. Maybe that's a good place to.
And the barmaid comes along and says, "Mrs. Dido, I will show you around the city if you wish."
Would you also like to take my child with you, and I'll bring out Freddy as a tour, and to keep Ragesh hopefully safe. What do you think about it, Ragesh? Do you want to take Freddy with you?
What is he?
He is my son.
I think probably best not.
Okay. Fair.
I wouldn't know what to do if he got into trouble or distress.
You kill whoever does that to him. Simple.
Maybe not in a city here.
If anyone harms Freddy,
it's not quite the frontier that you're used to. It's a little more civilized. It's still rough, but
No, it is Skip's right. You got to kill him.
Yeah, that's it. It's either you're nice to him or you're dead. I don't think there's a middle ground.
Well, I'll go and get my sword then. She clumps up the stairs, and she comes down. The Ragesh sword with a hook is there. She has a bow on her back. Nighthawk. Shadow, she calls it. Okay. The juxtaposition of that and the dress doesn't seem to go. She doesn't mind. And Dida goes, I will take you out, I will show you the city. There used to be a fantastic sweet shop, but I believe it closed down.
For my notes, can I just track what everyone has placed inside my demiplane? I've got the adamantine armor.
Probably be his boots too.
Is that boots are flying?
Yeah.
Did the bow go in?
No, she's. She wants the bow.
Okay.
Ragesh wants her bow back.
Yes, I think that's it.
As I put in the comment, this is arguably the safest place in the universe, despite the fact that someone cheeky has written a note for me. In theory, it should be inaccessible to anyone but me. This is our safety deposit box, basically. If there's anything you guys want to keep safe, I would recommend putting it in this room.
The urge to say to put Freddy in there and leave him in there for about 1,000 years feels pretty overwhelming right now.
I don't think it works like that. I don't think he's a dog. I don't think he'll be just as happy to see you when he comes back out again.
No, but he will be big and strong. That's fine.
What Lewin is going to do before he finishes off, he's just going to get one of his magical chalk pieces and he's just going to section off the room into 4 quarters. And he's just going to move the storage equipment into one side and leave 2 empty sections, 2 empty sort of 10 foot by 10 foot squares, which he has plans for in the future. Thankfully, he's an Amon. He might be able to speak with someone who can help him with this.
Okay. The other thing you realise is that your magic worked normally here.
Good. That is indeed a relief.
Has Ragesh eaten yet?
She had some food upstairs, but she is eyeing the food on the table hungrily. It's because she's eaten nothing but mushrooms for a long time.
Breakfast first. That's how you start your day.
Breakfast.
Eat your fill.
She just crams cheese and ham, bread into her mouth. Yeah, she makes herself almost quite poorly doing that. but she's not used to this sort of food.
Well, if anyone's not got any immediate plans, we've been requested to the Lyceum.
I do have some plans. Firstly, I have received a letter from a figure known as Akbar the Wanderer. I do not know who he is, but the fact alone that he managed to get into my demi-plane implies that he is at least a very powerful figure. Secondly, I am completely out of spell components and have lost a massive amount of my spell utility. Thus, I think a trip to the most powerful magical creator in this part of the world is due. Thirdly, I would like to make a visit to the Arcana Panasophical at some point today.
Okay, well, I'm sure we can do that.
Well, on the first bit, Akbar, I think it's a trap.
Of course.
Sorry.
It had to be said. I mean, everyone was thinking it.
And Boris is the only idiot who would. I like the idea of going and getting Lewin some spell components. I like it when he casts spells. They seem to help.
So you finish eating. Ragesh goes out with Dido. They've gone out to see the city. Tries to try and raise her mood a little bit.
I didn't realise that the barmaid was called Dido.
Yep.
I'm going to be very quiet for a moment because I just need to type up what spell components I need. I will be super quick.
So, JC, what are you doing?
I'll just be enjoying some breakfast.
You do know that you are in clasp territory and you have a tithe to pay.
I need to work that out, don't I? Yes. Yes, I'll be doing that as well. But once we're out and about, I will do that. I need to work out how much I'll need to do that.
Okay. There is the counting house, which the coach house you've been to before. I'll let you just go there and pay 15% tithe. You don't have to do that, of course, but it may not be a wise.
I don't want to piss people off that badly.
No, he has learnt his lesson. That's experience points. You still pick off a bit of tar and feather off your fur.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about 100 gold. I will be doing that whilst we are out and about then.
Okay.
As well.
So, where do you wish to go?
I suppose. I don't know what would make sense in terms of order based on where we are now and where we want to go.
Gilmore's.
Yeah, alright, we can go shopping first. Gilmore's.
Either it's Gilmore, who is delightful, or it's Sherry, who's even more delightful.
Okay. So, you're in the Via Crook. You go out into the street. You can see smoke in the air. Thordax crater. Building work is progressing fast to repair the damage. So hustle and bustle in the port area of Emon. Some people recognise the Wafflehouse and the cry goes up, "Oh, the Wafflehouse are here," but most people are minding their own business. Where do you wish to go?
Yeah.
Gilmore's. We need.
I'm trying to look at and work out and remember where everything is in relation
This is
to
a different.
everything else.
This is the new Emon map.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is totally throwing me for a loop.
Oh, well, okay.
All right,
We can go to the old one if you want. If you were.
that's all right.
There we go. Let's go to the old one. Oh, it's
So
the old one is
Gilmore's-
raining as it normally does.
Yeah, so
Gilmore's is here in the
Abdar's Promenade, yeah.
Abdar's Promenade, yeah.
Erudite Core, yeah. Yeah, we could do Gilmore's, I suppose, and work our way back, that's fine.
Man, I hope they take down payments in Diamond Dust, otherwise this is going to get very expensive very quickly.
It is spring, late spring. There is in a seaside city like this, there's rain in the air. Clouds are quite high. You can see the skyport disappearing into the clouds, but just underneath the clouds you see a airship sort of come under the cloud slightly to get its bearings, then go to the skyport to dock. You go to Gilmore's Glorious Goods. You can see the purple drapes outside. Doors are open. There are a couple of customers in there. You see this half elf wearing half moon glasses, a grey dress, hair pulled back slick. Do you all go in?
Sure.
Okay.
Am I correct in thinking this is the first time that Lewin's been into Gilmore's? Or
You
I think
haven't.
it's only the second.
You haven't. I don't think you've been to this. No, you haven't been to Gilmore's before.
No.
I've heard about it from reputation, though.
Yep.
I am very excited.
So you go in, and basically on the inside it looks bigger than the outside. You can see the shelves are getting stocked. There was a number of mundane items, lots of mundane magic items there. But there are cabinets with things glistening. There's the suits of armor. There are racks of spell components. And Sherry looks up as you come in. Oh, Dak! Dak of the Mercy Tribe, we now call you, I believe. Is that right?
You can call me whoever you like, my dear.
Wow. Welcome back to Gilmore's Glorious Goods. Oh, darling! And the curtain opens from the back, and you can see this very well-dressed man come out with black moustache, a braided beard, oiled black hair, earrings, lots of rings on his fingers, a purple jacket, a purple top open to his navel with a big medallion, dark-skinned. Darlings, you are the remnants of the Wafflehouse. Dak, lovely to see you again, and you too, JC, I believe. You look a bit weird. And Boris, my man.
Hello.
Welcome back to Gilmore's Glorious Goods. Purveyors of all things arcane and majestic.
May I say, Gilmore, I have been a fan for a long time, and it is a pleasure to meet you in person.
You may say that. Oh, such a gentleman.
May I say, while there are many impressive things in here, the most magical thing I've seen are your clothes! Where did you get such fine fabrics?
Well, these silks are from the Sun-Cut Bazaar of Ankarel itself.
Sun-Cut Bazaar. Apologies for writing this down. I just must get hold of your fashion.
Well, there are a number of people in Imon who get this in. There is my coiffeur is a marvellous halfling called Milo. He's up in the Cloud Dock district. He does the most fantastic hairstyles. You remember Milo was the Italian halfling?
Indeed. I may have to pay him a visit to get rid of the burn marks and shortened hair bits I've had recently.
Yes, you look a little frazzled.
Yes.
My friend. So what can I do for you in Gilmore's Glorious Goods?
I have a select list of items, so I'll let my companions go first if there's any items they're interested in.
Okay, so to save you time, because you are with the Wafflehouse, he will do a direct swap for diamond components for your spell components that you want.
Are you sure? Because some of these are a bit nebulous. So
They
things
will
like
do a
ruby
direct.
dust.
Well, diamonds are a rare commodity at the moment because they were all bought up, if you remember. So diamonds are probably worth slightly more than the face value.
Ooh, okay. Well, if that's the case, that's two. Let me do some quick math.
Do you wish to purchase anything here at all from my glorious establishment?
That's going to be 4,000 gold pieces worth of diamond dust.
Yep.
Now, according to the notes I've written down, I have 4,400 gold pieces. So can I trade that 4,000 in to buy my spell components back?
Yep.
Oh, I feel like an incredibly powerful wizard again.
Yeah. Don't forget your cage was not your cage soul cage was broken, so you didn't get money for that.
No, that is fine.
Yep.
Now, I will ask Gilmore. What are your topic items at the moment?
Well, we have numbers of potions. We have potions of healing and greater healing. We have some scrolls, freshly scribed, and we have a number of the more mundane magical items. The more run-of-the-mill things the martial types like. Because we're still our supplies low since the Chroma Conclave attack, but I am starting to restock.
Gentlemen, anything drawing your eye?
I mean, healing potions are always welcome.
So 50 for normal, and 500 for a greater healing.
I will buy both if I can.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Gilmore.
That is my name.
So I can hit things, and I think I do it well. But what I do find is sometimes they're far away, they hide, and they're really quick.
Yep.
Is there a way I can get to them better?
Well, I have a potion that may help you.
What is this potion?
It's a potion. It's used by taking the fastest feet of the fastest rabbits. It's I believe you adventurous types call it a potion of haste.
Does Boris recognise haste from the spells and things he's seen?
He has been hasted before, so he knows what that means.
Excellent. That is exactly what I'm looking for. How much is that?
Potion of haste would be for you part of the Wafflehouse 500 gold pieces.
Ah, bargain.
And we have the chairs. I gather you have a you wish to have you like chairs, is that right?
Boris will have that chair with him, and as soon as Ellie said, he will place the chair down.
Oh.
Have you ever seen anything so majestic? This is the chair of sitting.
Well, it is a good chair. I do like that. What does it do?
What? I'm not sure if there anything it can't do. It is Cord's mighty chair.
Ah.
It responds only to the champion.
Well, if it is a device of the gods and uses divine powers, I'll be honest, I know little about that.
Yes, I will use this to defeat Dyson Brandt.
I thought you had defeated him.
Well, we made him leave, but he came back.
That is not good news. I will need to talk to the Council of Tal'Dorei about that.
We've been summoned to see Allura, and I suspect it might be related.
The mages in the Arcana Panasophical have something is amiss. They have taken themselves away. They are struggling, I think. They asked if I could join them, but I have my shop to run, and I am all confidence I could not say I could help them.
Well,
is there anything I can help you with here? We have scrolls. We have. What would you? Any of you like anything in particular I might have?
I have a commission piece for you, dear Gilmore, if, of course, possible.
Oh, of course.
And Alura's going to take out one of his tomes and unfurl a piece of parchment. And inside there is a fairly complex-looking coffin of some kind, with special marks around the edge, which would cost. Bear me one sec.
5,000 gold pieces.
Whatever the up cost of that would be on Gilmore's end. So effectively, it's a coffin with a sealable lid.
I think you should probably talk to the Raven Queen, the Chosen, about coffins. That's more of her domain.
I perhaps find that the use of this particular item may not fly well with those of the Raven Queen's ilk.
So what are you actually after?
It is a sealable vessel, of which a combination of 1,000 gold piece gem and a cubic inch of flesh can create a cloning pod.
I do not know who able to make such a device. I will ask. I will ask for you. But that sounds like necromancy, which is something we try and avoid here.
Oh, it's not necromancy. It's just avoiding death.
Yes, well. Yes, well, that's always a wise thing to do.
Well, I do appreciate it, Gilmore. The only other thing to ask, you mentioned a variety of scrolls. May I
yes, I do. We have a number of scrolls. So these have come in from assorted areas. Do you wish to? What sort of power level would you look at? You look a bit of a ragamuffin, so possibly some of the lesser scrolls.
I have up to 4,000 gold pieces to spend.
Oh.
Something on the premium end of the spectrum may be of interest.
Oh, well, 4,000 gold pieces. Well, is there anything in particular that tickles your fancy?
Luna's going to scratch his chin and quickly look up what scrolls would be useful.
I can jump in there then, if you want. Did you look that up? Gilmore.
Yes. You are...
Iskip!
Iskip, have we met? I forget you.
Once or twice we have.
Once or twice. I forget. It's
fine. I'm just a passerby who is always enamoured by your just...
Oh, everything. That's right. You were the one with the rake. That's right. I remember now.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
So a couple of things from you, if that's okay. That potion of haste, is there another one going, perhaps?
I can furnish another one for the Wafflehouse.
Could I take one of those, if that's okay?
So another 500 gold pieces.
I will hand him 500 gold pieces.
Yep.
Oh well, 5 platinum pieces. Because no, that is 500, isn't it?
No, it's 50 platinum pieces.
No. 50 platinum pieces.
Yeah, and you realise actually that's a very good deal. He's giving you a nice discount.
I miscalculated, so I won't be buying that, unfortunately. Sorry, Gilmore. I clearly can't do maths, but I do have other things for you, though, if that's okay. Well, the next thing is I'm looking for a bag that is good at keeping food in a non-perishable state for long periods of time. I don't suppose you have anything like that?
Give me a for instance. What sort of thing are you after?
So I want to be able to put, let's say, this mushroom in a bag with near infinite space, and it keeps it cold for a long, long time, so it doesn't perish.
So what do we have here? Well, we have. Well, we did have a bag of holding, but they get snapped up by these adventuresome type people. So keep it something cold.
If you don't have anything now, we can come back to it later.
I don't think we have anything now.
No, thank you very much. And finally, on the topic of bags of holding,
yes,
I think ours is slightly faulty.
Oh, really? Why is that
Things
then?
have been disappearing from it,
Really?
and now it's empty. Yeah, we turned it upside down in the middle of probably a death scene somewhere, and nothing came out. It was pretty much bare. I just wonder if you could take a look at it for us.
I could have a look. It would cost you 50 gold pieces for me to cast the spell.
I will give him my 5 platinum pieces.
Okay, and he ticks down with it, and he starts to use identify. And he looks at the bag and he moves it around. Well, it's after about 10 minutes. It seems to be a bag of holding. What's the problem? And he opens it up, reaches in, and he pulls out some mouldy leeks.
Oh my god!
I don't see. Oh, okay. Well, there's some. I can see why you want something to keep things preserved.
Yeah. Interesting. Perhaps it's totally fine then. We're just sure that we put something in there and we were never able to pull it out again. But
So
it's fine now.
What did you put in?
I can't remember. I don't own the bag. I remember that we did it and then something did come out.
So he reaches in there and he pulls out a handful of coins. Well, you seem to have some gold in here.
Oh, perhaps it's just my imagination.
You playing a trick on me?
No, I would never play a trick on you, Gilmore. You are far too intelligent, wise, and beautiful to be tricked.
So he hands it back.
Thank you. That's me. Thank you very much.
Do you look inside it?
I do, yeah.
And it has all the stuff you had in it before.
Weird. Cool. I'll hand it back over to JC.
Would anyone like to lend me a bit of money?
There's money in the bag of holding.
That is now firmly in the grasps of the cat. Who, if you remember correctly, the very first time we met JC, he was trying to steal said bag of holding, and you've just given it to him.
I thought you were the one that was carrying it anyway, so...
Yeah, I know.
Well, I would learn, but I'm completely spent, I'm afraid.
Depends on how much, Lumen.
About 900 gold pieces as a guess. I will ask Gilmore if he has a scroll of Force Cage.
Scroll of False Cage. Let me have a look. And he goes into the back of the shop. There's a illusionary wall, which he walks through, and comes back. He blows it off, and blows off the dust on this ancient scroll. I do have a scroll of False Cage. It's rare, very rare. I think this is the only one this side of the Verdant Expanse. That would be 6,000 gold pieces.
6,000 gold pieces. Are you sure you're happy with that investment, JC?
I don't really have enough to do 900. I can give you some of that, but I can't do all.
Okay, so
I can probably max out do 500.
I'm gonna shove my hand into the bag of holding real quick and think of 900 gold pieces and try and pull it out.
You don't have to think. You have to search around for it. So it's the
Okay.
I'll
search around for 900 gold pieces in the bag of holding.
Okay, well you move around and you do find them. Yeah, we go. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. So you managed to. I think there was 5,000 gold pieces in there, wasn't there?
Something like that.
So in total, that would give me 6,133 gold pieces, assuming the pair of you are happy to contribute that.
I don't know whose gold this is, but yeah, sure. Me.
It's our gold.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, having a sickle now. Yeah.
Perfect. If that's the case, I am going to eliminate all of my liquid wealth and buy the scroll of False Cage.
Okay. And he looks at the gold and just checks it over, and it's all real. You can see him cast Detect Magic on it, and it's fine. So he shovels it into a chest, which he levitates from underneath the counter, and then levitates down.
Stale.
Sorry?
It's a bit stale. It's been sitting in a demi-plane for about a month and a half. But apart from that, it's perfectly good gold.
It's gold is gold, and it's easy to spend.
Oh, the pearl earrings I found in the cave of the Golden Elf.
Yes.
Can I show those? Can I show those to Gilmore and see if
Yes.
he knows anything about them?
Well, I can identify them if you wish.
Yes, I don't know if they're magical or not, but they do seem to be of historic importance, which you may know.
Okay. And he casts Identify on them. That's 50 gold pieces.
Yep, I'll pay that. Oh my god, I'm nearly broke.
And he says these are earrings of message.
Oh, hello.
So they are paired, and so you cast the message cantrip to somebody.
To whoever's wearing the
other one.
earring.
Yes.
I see.
Yes, correct.
Ooh. That is-
Interesting. I would purchase those off you if you wished.
May I discuss with the team? As
you may.
We may have a use for this. Dak and Yiskip, as the two people with the best foresight and readability of people, I feel the pair of you would benefit the most from wearing these.
I don't think so. Truthfully, Lewin, that aside, I think JC would be a good candidate if he is going to be sneaking about places. And one for a tactical mind might be useful. Almost like a keyword or a code word could be used if he's in trouble.
Well, a key factor I need to be aware of is this an attunement item or not?
True.
Oh, I don't think you do need to attune to this. I think just wear them like a modern accessory.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I will very much look after these for now, Gilmore, but I will keep you in mind as first buyer.
That's intriguing. I did know a group, the Vox Machina group, had something similar to this, which they found very useful. They had a strange word they used, something about a blocks of wood game or something. I can't remember what it was.
Lego, yes.
So ours should be Kaplonk.
Kaplonk, it was something like Kaplonk.
Hungry hippos.
Exactly.
Just my clarification, DM. So basically, the Earrings of Message allows both casters, or both wearers, to contact each other via the message spell.
Yep, message cantrip, 120 feet.
Gilmore, would you be able to replicate these earrings and pair them together as a whole group?
Well, I could build some. It may take a while.
How much are we talking?
Ooh, probably, well, for all of you. I mean, it's only a basic cantrip. Probably about 200 gold pieces each, and it may take a couple of weeks to do. I know somebody, I know an artificer who's capable of doing such a thing.
That's probably a worthwhile investment, isn't it?
Yeah, slap it on Loon's tab and we'll be good.
Well, okay. Well, let's say for how many do you wish to have another? What,
we need
4.
For three,
3.
4 additional. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's
say 4. We'll keep a spare.
Okay. Well, let's say they. Well, I'll need those 2. Those you've also got, because they'll need to be sort of attuned to each other. So let's say sort of 300 gold pieces each for another. That's 1,200 gold pieces.
Is that payment now or payment
payment now, because I will need to commission.
JC will hold open the bag of holding for you again.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Okay, so they have a range of 120 feet. The message cantrip, and you still have to speak when you use them, but you can whisper. Okay, so he takes the money, says, I will create a contract. Do you have anything you wish to sell? That I could purchase from you and then forward?
Mushrooms? We've got about 12 of them.
I don't think we need mushrooms.
They're from a cave.
They glow.
Yes, well, let me have a look.
I'll bring out my 12 miscellaneous cave mushrooms, some of which are glowing, some are not.
I will give you a gold piece for all of them.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're worth more than that, but thank you for your offer, Gilmore.
Okay, well, I don't know what we could do with them, but they may have some use.
While everyone's here, should we do some adjustments of party equipment? Dak, how are you feeling in terms of your spellcasting ability?
Pretty reasonable, I think. Although, saying that, actually, I have a Pearl of Power I'm not currently using, which may be of use to someone.
Actually, I've got a Pearl of Power, but I can't. You can't use 2, or can you? I don't know.
This is a 4th level one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, a 4th level Pearl of Power. That's very powerful. I would happily buy that off you.
Anyone else can make use of it?
Well, I quite like power.
I don't think that's going to be quite so useful for you there, Boris.
Can it not make me hit things harder?
I'm afraid not.
Oh.
Dak, may I suggest you keep hold of it for the time being? My intuition says we may have need of it again soon.
Okay.
What I'm referring to is I have my Staff of Frost here, this Staff of Ice. Now, while I get immensely powerful use out of it, I have noticed that your spellcasting attack options are somewhat limited in terms of you have to concentrate on them. You may benefit from using this staff.
Do I need attunement for that, don't I?
You do need attunement for it.
Oof, that's going to be a heavy trade-off.
So at the moment, I have all my attunement spots used. But effectively, what I'm...
Oh, you can see Gilmore's eyes light up when he sees the staff. Oh, I like that. I could make use of that here. I'm sure I could sell. I would offer you 10,000 gold pieces for that.
Oh, that is a very tempting offer, Gilmore. Alas, while our adventures continue, this has saved our lives many times over, and it is dear to me.
Fair enough. If you wish to sell, I will always consider.
I think I'm pretty happy with my attuned items.
And Sherry comes from behind a curtain with a tray of teacups and tea and says, "Hey, do you any of the Waffle House wish to have some tea?"
Oh, that'd be delightful. Thank you.
Oh, I would love a cup of tea.
It's,
Ale?
I'm afraid not. This is tea from Wildmount. And these tiny little porcelain cups. And there's one served to each of you. Strangely, not one. There isn't one served to Iskip.
What did Iskip do?
Well, all of the cutlery is token to each other, and they decided to steer clear of him.
They
My
fought,
fucking eyes out the chip.
fought the union against him.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what I will say, Dak, you've got first dibs if you ever want to up your offensive arsenal. Because at the moment, it's a fantastic backup for me if I'm running low on spell slots. But I know for you, once you run out of wild shape, having something with this attack power could be very powerful for you.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. All of my attunement items are mostly dealing with trying to make me less squishy or being able to get me out of the way after I've been squished. So it's a pretty defensive setup I've got at the moment, but I think that's served me pretty well to this point. But I appreciate the offer.
Maybe you can wear something you can swap it for.
I don't know, Boris. This is an immensely powerful staff, and I know while Gilmore has many fantastic goods, something as fantastic as this staff of frost.
As you are discussing, but the more customers come in and Gilmore goes to attend to them. And Sherry does that as well. He just leaves you with the cup, the teapot, and the cups of tea, except poor old Iskip, who has nothing.
You can have my cup of tea if you want. So I'm not going to drink that.
No, I'm
Tiny.
not drinking out of spite. How dare the cutlery stand up against me? I'm drinking my own tears, my own salty tears now.
This is a question for everyone. Is there a vestige of the Virgins which is a staff? Do you guys remember?
Yes, there's the spire of.
You wouldn't
Yes.
know.
Something or
You
other.
wouldn't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Shut that one right down.
You would have to research that in some dusty library somewhere.
I mean, you may have seen it when Vax Bacana turned up to help us, but you wouldn't have known that that's what it was.
All I'm saying is I'm a half elf, she's a half elf. You know, clearly I've got first dibs on it. Although, as far as I'm aware, I don't actually believe that I would be able to use it because it's a
Druid thing, isn't it?
druid thing.
Yeah, I think so.
I will ask Gilmore about one magical item. In a tome I read one time, there is a particular piece of clothing one can wear on their back that makes them much harder to hit, almost like they are displaced. And we'll ask if he has anything like that. I am looking for something crazy, like a cloak of displacement.
Okay, so he's chatting to some of the other customers, and when he finishes them, he comes back to you and says, "We do not have one at the moment. I do have a recipe, a book which actually tells on how to potentially craft one of these, but we do need the components to make that, which include the hide of a displacer beast, and 3 drops from its bile from its gallbladder.
3 hides of a
The hide of a displacer beast, and 3 drops of bile from its gallbladder.
Anything else I would need? Like, how long would that gallbladder blood last for? Is that going to be like dead instantly?
I would have thought it would. If you could preserve it, it could. It may last a little while, but if you have these things to hand, I know somebody who could actually create a cloak, and then I can enchant it. It would take some time to do.
Well, if we happen to come across one, I will try my best. I will also, if that's okay, buy a copy of that page or book about the anatomy of a displacer beast. And
well, it is something where I don't wish to sell because it's part of my business. If you know what I'm saying, I can tell you that, but you just need some of the other components are things that I can source myself. I don't want to put myself out of business.
No, that's good. Thank you, Gilmore.
Oh, Gilmore, I've got one more question for you. As someone in the know, does the name Akbar the Wanderer mean anything to you?
Don't think it does. Who is this Akbar?
I've received a letter from him, noting that he comes from Ankarel.
Well, that's my hometown, where I was born. Did you not know? I am from Marquette.
I did not know. I didn't want to presume.
It's my hometown. I do not know. I cannot recall an Akbar the Wanderer. Akbar is a common name, or that one would afford to a gutter snipe rather than to a powerful enchanter.
Well, let me put it this way. I have a demi-plane I use for storage of various goods, and he somehow managed to leave a letter on the inside.
Interesting.
Indeed.
It must be powerful.
It's a lead we're planning on following up on, and I was wondering if you knew anything, but apparently not.
I am afraid I do not. And there's no way I could actually help you with that. I would have to ask the contacts in Ankarel about this individual.
Not a problem. Thank you for your assistance anyway, Gilmore.
You're welcome.
Right, Wafflehouse. Has everyone got everything they require?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Yup.
Then I must bid you a fine adieu, Gilmore. It has been a pleasure, and I cannot wait to do business again.
As per always, but remember, if you have things to sell, if you have spell components that you wish to, things that you wish to sell, as you say, the displacer beast cloak, teeth of dragons, that sort of thing, fingers of giants, that sort of thing. Could always. No, you got rid of him. You got rid of him.
Yep.
That's a shame. So someone had the stone heart of that elemental dragon.
I think that was in the bag of holding, wasn't it?
May I note, with a degree of satisfaction, I'm glad that chili pepper's still on the world map.
Oh yeah.
You know, with all of the doom and gloom going on, having the patented microgriffin around, you know,
yep.
Cheers everyone up.
Yep. Best pet ever.
So, you can go to the coach house, JC, and pay your tithe if you wish, which is close by.
Yep.
Rosie, of course, is not there. She's sent off elsewhere. There are some people that there are the class members there who none of you would recognise now, but you speak to them in thieves' cant. You pay your dues, and it is noted in the record that you've done so.
Yep.
So that's 15%.
Yeah, 50%. Yeah, it was just over 100 gold pieces total from the last time.
JC, what is a porcupine?
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
You could try.
Okay. It's now about midday. Lunch is being served in various places.
We probably should go and see Allura. I said we would only be a short while.
Did she say she'd have food?
She didn't say, unfortunately.
Oh, here you go, Boris. And you see a small plate of sandwiches being placed in front of you.
Ooh. Thank you.
You know, they're delicious, and you could almost taste them.
Almost.
Almost.
This mean?
For Lewin's cooking, all the food you've had, it looks delicious, and your mind fills in the blanks, but it always tastes slightly bland, almost as though there's nothing really there at all.
Oh, but there definitely is, though, right?
Oh, of course.
Of course. Nearly.
Yeah. So you eat them in one bite, and they go down without touching the sides.
Oh.
Strangely unsatisfying, though. Okay, so you walk to the erudite quarter.
May I ask one further thing while we're walking around town,
Yeah.
DM? Last time I was in Imon, I was helping out dear Sir Bazir with his speech through a use of skill empowerment. Is there any sign of Bazir's faction around town?
Lewin wouldn't know, would he?
I suppose not.
Lewin wouldn't know. He's not native to this part.
Fair enough.
You can see that there are JC. You can see there are thieves on the street. If you've paid your dues, your party is left alone.
Yep. Does it appear to be more than what I would expect there to be on the streets, or normal business?
Normal business.
Normal business, cool.
But the Sparling Shen has clearly given the Wafflehouse special protection, so you are not disturbed. However, there are a few young gutter snipes that come up. Mister, and he comes up. They come up to Dak. Mister, got any money for sweeties? There's no sweetie shops anymore.
Alright, I'll flip him a silver piece.
A silver piece? Mr. Diabetes used to give a gold piece.
Yes, well, he got that nickname for a reason.
And they sort of run off with that. Thank you. Mr. Diabetes used to give a gold piece to you. You're a cheapskate.
Yep, that's fine by me.
And they disappear into the crowd. You can see some of the larger kids looking around, but the smaller ones have disappeared off before they could get bullied. Get to the erudite quarter, to the Arcana Panasophical and Lyceum Academy. Marble facade to this building. Go away! There is a blue liveried Kenku standing there, black feathers, and he sees you, puts his head on the side. Go away!
Oh my god, I'm having flashbacks. This is triggering me.
I wonder if he knows a cork.
Come with me, Wafflehouse. You can hear the voice of Merrick coming from him.
Ah, Merrick, good to see you.
Merrick's not there.
Oh.
It's just the Kenku.
Oh, I thought Merrick was here. You're very good at voices.
Thank you. Different voice comes through. Wafflehouse, follow me.
Very well.
And he bows and he takes you to the Arcana Panasophical, into the hallowed halls of this establishment. And you can see mages there. They're looking tired. There are some there looking tired, bags under their eyes. But these halls, those who've been here before, it all been very busy. Now it seems very quiet. And you get taken to up a taken into, and you can all sit down. After a couple of minutes, Allura Vysoren comes in. Gold blonde hair, long purple dress. At her side, there is a halfling wearing plate mail. She puts her hand on the halfling's shoulder. She looks visibly tired. Wafflehouse, you made a good time to get here. I pray it wasn't too far out of your way to come.
No, not at all.
You have our gratitude for calling us in to defend Syngorn and the demon army. That was very brave what you did.
Well, if it hadn't been for you and everyone else, that would have been our last battle for sure.
But you were the spear at the head. You disappeared after the battle. Strickler said you went to a place called Sanctuary. Did you resolve what needed resolving?
We did. We ended up with a new set of problems, as one does, but...
That is the nature of these things. But you can fill me in at another time.
Of course.
The reason I've asked you to come, and you can see she's short of breath, ask you here is Syngorn. Syngorn's defense is to go to the Feywild. I don't know if you are aware of this. Likely you are.
Acutely.
They never arrived in the Feywild.
Oh.
I have cast messages to places far and wide, and we have no response. And then cast a powerful transplanar sending spell.
I wonder if this is related to the quick nature in which they create that.
She turns to Lewin Boreal. Lewin Boreal, your city, your father. Syngorn is stranded in limbo. Its defenses are weakening. The chaos of limbo will strip the defenses and destroy the city. We are giving aid as we can across a transplanar rift to try and fortify the defenses, but it is costing us dear. What do you know about this event, if anything?
So what Lewin is going to do is he's going to lay out the scenarios which have led to this point. So firstly, the missing, I forgot the name of it. It's the Whitestone
crest.
threshold crest.
Threshold crest.
Threshold crests, and that one of them had gone missing, that one of them had been replaced before
Hastily.
we arrived, and I'm not going to cover this up because I don't care, and the fact that Dyson Brandt has been working with Vecna and is probably behind this.
That scoundrel is back. I thought he had been vanquished. And Vecna is back. That is grim news indeed. That is a problem, as they say, for another day. Our first concern is to get your kin back. I think in the few
Indeed.
battles ahead, we'll need the power of the elves. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, firstly, I have one for you, Allura. I have been contacted by a figure known as Akbar the Wanderer, a figure in Ankarel of some sort. Does this name ring any bells to you?
And she looks blankly. I know not of Akbar the Wanderer.
Seems precious people do. He's managed to contact me through my demi-plane, something which a sorceress as powerful as yourself must realize is an incredibly difficult task.
I would have thought impossible.
As would have I. The fact that he has made me interested to see if these two items are related to each other.
Maybe one of the gods is leaving you information.
I've spent so long now trying to push my own path through that maybe this time I should follow what's been put in front.
I would, if it's an avenue to try and save your city, I think you should take it.
At the moment I have no other leads, but I will do as much research as I can to find out what's going on.
Well, our library is at your disposal.
Well, if I may, then I will start research immediately.
I need to go back and join others. The ritual, the protection. It is difficult. Gives people coughs. You hear some coughing in the background. Whatever you do, though, please make haste. Each day, with this protection we give, gets more tired. We can only keep this up for a limited period of time. Wafflehouse, once again, we look for your aid.
And you shall have it.
I thank you. And it will not, your aid is not going unnoticed by those people in power here. If you need help from us at any time, do as ask.
Well, first we must understand what's happened and how we must rectify it before we can say what help or
Agreed.
deeds are required. But
Now,
thank you.
I need to go back to join the ritual. And she goes back through a door, and you can see the other side there's a large chamber, and there's a ring of mages all standing there, linked with glowing lights, standing there still. Round the outside, there are other mages standing. One of them there's a circle of them all linked with lights, and one of them collapses and passes out, and is dragged out, and somebody else takes their place. You can see them breathing lightly only. And Allura goes in, becomes a central fulcrum of this ritual again. A bright light illuminates this space, pulsates purple. Wafflehouse, be quick. So, you've been given access to the library.
I will start looking for immediately with the keywords I'm looking for being history of Syngorn and whatever I can find on Limbo.
Okay. So you go down to the library in Imon. The Tweedledum and Tweedledee are there at the front desk. And they see you coming in. You are conducted by a acolyte, and you are rushed through. And you can see this large professor of the library there. A big monocle, wearing a suit which is about 3 sizes too small. He's standing there. Yes, Wafflehouse. Good to see you, Dak. I don't know where the rest of your party is. I have been let off the duties in the by the Professor Vysoren just to look after the library and give you help.
That's very, very useful. Thank you very much.
And you remember that this man liked wine and cheese, and it seems to work better when he's lubricated with both.
I'm sure we can find a way to accommodate that.
So what I've been asked to aid you in any way I can.
Well, my friend Lewin here is more practiced in using a library than I, but I will do my best to assist him.
So again, anything on the history of Syngorn and the Threshold Crest, and anything you can find on Limbo.
Okay, so which one are you going to do first?
I am going to look at the history of Syngorn and the Threshold Crest.
You know a lot of the history of Syngorn. It's going to take a long time to do those 3 things.
Fine. What I will do then is I will focus on the Threshold Crests.
So the Threshold Crests, make an investigation roll for me, please.
Can do. Do I get any assistance on
You will
this?
get help from the others that are there. Now, whilst you're doing that, what are the others doing? This is going to take a couple of hours to do this. JC, Boris, and Iskip, what are you doing?
All right.
I suppose if Lewin tells us what sort of books to help look for, I'd be helping him try and find books. I wouldn't know if it's the right thing, but I'll be finding books with keywords for him.
Okay. Do you have any suitable skills that will help you? Should we do a skill challenge here?
I love skill challenges.
Okay, so Boris, how are you going to help find information on what you need?
Well, Boris is not great at that. So, there was talk of cheese and wine and stuff like that. Boris is going to rush off and get everybody food and drink and make sure they are well fed and watered for the expedition.
Okay, so he runs out to try and get... Boris hasn't been to Emon before, so he doesn't know his way.
Boris doesn't always need to know his way. He's going to yell his way.
Okay, so make an intimidation check for me, please. Then.
Okie dokie.
Ooh, so you scare a few people, and they give you wrong directions. And you end up you end up down by the harbour, and all you can find there is some rather rancid brandy and a couple of crates of clams.
Oh, that's rubbish.
And strangely, the people seem to be avoiding you as you're yelling at them.
This usually works.
Can't imagine why that would be.
And you hear this voice in your head, "You stupid boy."
Well, the problem is, I'm not sure he... Actually, his sense of direction is usually pretty good, but I'm not sure he'd know his way back.
Actually, he's got survival skills, hasn't he?
He does, and he's an outlander,
So
he's in a town.
You'll be able to get won't find his way
The
back.
big white building will give it away.
So you come back in a couple of hours, and you've got some sort of cheap brandy and a whole load of clams,
That's right, everyone. I found seafood and brandy.
which is a terrible combination. Okay, so one fail. Okay, JC, what are you going to do to try and help?
I will. How high are the bookshelves? Are they like floor to ceiling, or are they
Floor
like only
to
head height?
ceiling on many landings. There are ladders in there to help you climb. There's an indexing system here.
Yep. If Lewin can't reach any particular books in question,
There
but you can point them out,
there are people there who can assist you.
I was going to say I will help Lewin by climbing the bookcases to grab particular books in question that he points out.
Okay,
Using
that's
my
just so you're just helping Lou. You're going to help somebody else then, yeah. But what are you going to do specifically for you? That's just help somebody else, or is that what you're going to do?
My cat agility to be able to get around all the high-end books and high places and knock a few things off on the way, like a cat normally does.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, make this will be So you're going to pass the athletics roll easily, or acrobatics roll easy enough. So make an intelligence roll to see if you can find the right books.
A 13. That's pretty naff, to be honest.
That's pretty rubbish. So no, you don't find the right books. So you find a collection of books, but nothing really that helpful.
Book is book.
Book, yeah. Iskip, what are you going to do to try and to help?
JC, I'm sorry. JC, this is a book of Syngorn cooking. I'm sure these recipes are delicious, but not really useful for what we're working on.
Is there anything about clams in there?
See, I am helpful.
Oh, the Wafflehouse goes to the library. It's a disaster.
Lewin just hands you the book and says, page 87.
It's not pictures.
God.
You can tell what we're good at, and this isn't it.
How have we got suddenly here? Iskip. You can see
Yes.
Boris comes in with some clams and some brandy, and Professor Moore turns up his nose at that. JC is sort of swinging from the chandeliers, and
I feel the best thing I could do is just take people out. But what I will ask about is
how though?
I will say, well, in my
you
old,
were brought up in a monastery, weren't you? So
well, this is exactly it, right? This is where. So
Yeah.
I mentioned that we used to use the Dewey Decimal System in our scrolls, but I did read in Merrick's autobiography that here you supposedly use the merits indexing system.
Okay.
Is that true?
Well, this is a updated version. Professor Moore has updated it even further to make it even more special.
Oh.
And you can work out this system. So make a what skill are you going to use to do that with then?
Well, so if it's a newer updated system, I've read his books before. I know about the merit indexing system, but I don't know about this new system. So I think the easiest thing I can do is just take people away, and just give helpful information to Lewin about this is the indexing system they may use. This is its concept. Might be useful for you, mate. And then try and take JC and...
Okay, make a investigation roll then for the indexing system.
Excellent. It is a 15.
15 is a hard roll, so 15 just makes it. Yep, okay, so that's plus one.
Fantastic.
There we go. Dak.
Cool.
You have been given the indexing system. Iskip has sort of worked it out, more or less.
I mean, Dak's got some knowledge of the different planes and how they're connected and transitioning between them. So I suppose I will filter out some of the books that have been passed from the different people trying or attempting to help into specifically what Lewin's looking for to do with the crest, and then anything else to do with planar travel or being attuned to different planes of existence. So just sort of trying to pre-filter anything that's Lewin's reading, so that his time isn't wasted.
Okay, so what skill are you going to use for that?
That's kind of an innate knowledge thing. So wisdom, intelligence. I'm not really sure
Make
what
a
that would come under.
wisdom roll then.
Okay.
You haven't done anything for last week, have you?
No, not a damn thing.
Guns.
21.
Okay, so you actually quite a very good secretary for Lewin. So you managed to siphon out a lot of the rubbish that JC is bringing in, and bringing saying things on, particularly on Syngorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. Syngorn and say planar travel. You said, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lewin, you've been given books on planar travel as well. So what is your you did an investigation roll. You rolled a 25 at the start, so you get +1. So you get information on Syngorn and planar travel. What you have ascertained is about the threshold crests, particularly, is during time, which is stuff you more or less already knew. During times of conflict, Syngorn can teleport the entire city to the Feywild by the use of threshold crests. However, there has been no mention of this going elsewhere. From your understanding, one of the threshold crests had been sabotaged or broken whilst in the Feywild previously, and when they got back to Exandria, the Syngorn, the threshold crests, 2 threshold crests are broken, and they had to try and repair them in case there was a further conflict. They want to keep it quiet, remember, and they needed white stone, and they needed to supercharge their magic users by using Sood. They got the white stone from the mines. But the mines were affected by the essence of what you found out to be Sendam, who is the slag god of chaos, who abides in the plane of limbo. And it may well be that all teleportation, because of the regional effect, all plane of travel went to limbo there or one of the neighbouring planes. So that's taken a number of hours. That's taken till sundown to get that information.
Useful, but not really answering the questions I was looking for.
Okay, you can have one more session in the library before it is closed.
If that's the case, I'm going to research whatever I can on the limbo.
Okay. So limbo, it takes you to a special part of the library, and he shows you a book about the planes. One of the things about limbo. Limbo is a plane of elemental chaos. Within this plane, the fundamental building blocks of the universe constantly crash, divide, and spill, and make and break. It is a place where it is difficult for travellers to go. Need protections to go there. What those protections are unclear, but it is known that some travellers have been there and have returned, but most do not. It is the home of the Slad, who can swim through the chaos the ever-changing chaos of limbo.
Oh man, if only we had some way of speaking with a slad-like figure.
It is also the home of a race of creatures called the Githzari, who are a bit like the Githyanki you've met before, but these are a monastic order who managed to control this environment.
Whilst all that's talking, JC is going to slowly step and stand next to Lewin, and then whisper to him, "I might have something." For speaking to Slads.
Hmm?
And I'll put out the. Well, I'll wait. I'll show you later.
Right. Okay.
So also the other thing that is that it mentions is, sorry, my computer just went off. The other thing it mentions is the that in many thousands of years ago, one of the gods of order, one of the gods called the Modrons, had tried to stabilize Limbo and put a great big red crystal of order there in Limbo itself to try and stop the chaos spreading, which they think had spawned the Slad. Every Slad born there has part of that crystal embedded in its skull. Those not born there do not. Which rings true to you when you realise that when you search one of the Slad in the Underdark, there was no red crystal in its brain.
Mm.
The red gem that shown to you by JC looks large, expensive. It looks like a ruby. It's probably worth 25,000 gold pieces.
This is an incredibly expensive... Well, I'm not surprised by that, JC, but what exactly did you want me to show about it, apart from its incredible value?
Now, JC doesn't know how this gem works, so he's simply going to go, "Look into it and you'll see a face, and it will talk to you, because it talked to me."
I see no issue with this whatsoever. I will look into the look into the ruby.
You look into the ruby, and you see the face of Marcus Aurelius looking back at you. "Ah, hello! Hello! Nice to see you. Is there anything I can do for you?"
Marcus Aurelius, he was the weird elf we met.
Yep.
And just for everyone else, I'm assuming the same thing's happening to Lewin that it did to me, where all we see is Lewin just staring intently
He just stares into the gem. There's a slight glow in the
Yeah.
gem. That's all he sees.
Can I just check everyone else's notes on this? All my notes have on Marcus Aurelius is weird elf.
He's the Knight of the Second Moon,
There we go.
who's
Thank
hunting
you.
slads. He's very eccentric. Champion of Mistra, the Ever-Burning. That's,
Yes.
that's all I've got. He has a very large sword.
Yeah,
He is a
hello.
paladin.
Hello. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Marcus.
Anybody there? Hello. Hello.
I'm gonna
Hello?
tap on the side of the ruby. Hello.
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 Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Is your mic on?
Mushy mushy.
You're on mute.
And he starts clucking like a chicken. Hello. Hello. And
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Marcus, why am I speaking to you through a very expensive gem?
Hello. Hello. Yes. Can I have the extra toppings, please, on the margarita?
Number four with fries.
Yes. And
2 number 9s. Number 9 large.
hello. Yes. Oh, no. Anybody there? No.
Must be
Bye.
using roll 20.
Goes buzzing.
Well, that's interesting, JC, but I don't really see how that relates to the issues we're having at the moment.
When I spoke, it was a slad.
Right.
I wish my JC would stare into it.
Now, JC, I don't know if you remember, he did say he hunted slads. I can see where you got confused on that.
Oh, no, I saw an actual slad. I don't know who you saw.
Right. Dak!
Yes.
So in the book that you've got in front of you, there are pictures of slad.
Lewin, good point. Dak, come here. Stay with this. I'm just gonna ram this gem into Dak's face.
It's a gem.
But
A big gem?
Look deeply into it.
Why?
Have I ever failed you?
Yes. I'll pass, thank you. We've got stuff to be doing.
Boris!
Yep.
Stare in this.
Sure.
I swear I saw a slad earlier.
What's a slad? Is it like a sled?
Sort of. We were killing them in the tunnels.
Oh. If Boris is starting to look into it, then he'll do it.
You're going to look into it, yeah?
He was told to.
Okay. You look into this thing. Just make an intelligence roll for me, please.
Oh, did you have to choose intelligence?
Yep.
There you go.
So you look into this thing, but you are actually staring at your hand rather than the gem. And there's a fleck of the you can see there's you're looking at the light that catches on it, and you're looking around the room rather than at the gem itself.
DM, does he not see a bearded man inside the ruby staring back at him, and every time he moves, the man inside moves at the same time?
Yep.
Well, the bearded man has got very, very impressive nipples.
And then this one random tentacle comes up behind it.
No, you can't get it to function at all.
Yeah, JC is crap.
Ah. And now JC will go back to staring in this gem.
Right, Dak, as I was saying, Limbo appears to be a realm or a plane of elemental chaos. Now, this is an Ashari area. Your master of the master of the elements may give you some insight. Was there any knowledge or passed down tales about anything?
I left before my schooling was complete, but I can certainly have
So
a
the
think.
Ashari were more interested in the elemental planes rather than the planes of Limbo. So the planes of Limbo is part of the big structure, including the Hells and the Abyss, Pandemonium and Kahana and all the other places.
I think that while I could spend many more hours researching many things, I wonder if taking more pragmatic action would be beneficial in this situation.
What was you thinking?
This Akbar, it can't be a coincidence in the timing of these things.
But your room is like a pocket dimension, right?
Correct. It is not merely a pocket dimension, it is my pocket dimension. It should be theoretically off limits to all but me.
Not entirely sure what the difference between extra dimensions and other planes is, but yeah, like you say, he's clearly got the knowledge or means to manipulate one, so perhaps the other as well. It's worth a go.
If that's the case, should we travel to Marquette?
It's as close as we've got to a lead at the moment as we've got.
Lewin's gonna think for a moment and wait for the universe to provide a hint. Is going to Marquette a good idea? Let's do it. I think we should do it. I think we should head to Marquette immediately. I still have spell slots for teleport.
I mean, we can't go without speaking to Ragesh, surely.
I would suggest we split up tasks here. If we want to get to Marquette without
So it's late.
problems.
It's late in the evening now.
I'm going to ask around the Arcana Panasophical. Do they have a? Do they know of a permanent teleportation circle in Anchorel?
They do not have access to that.
Fine.
But the very helpful clerk there says that the airships are now coming into the skyport. Some of them go to Marquette.
Even going by quite a quick speed on air transport, that's still going to take what, a week, 2 weeks?
A few days at least.
A couple of
I'll
days.
ask Gilmore to teleport us. He's from there, right? Will you give us a favour?
It's not a bad suggestion.
Something that-
I could attempt to teleport, but the risk is higher.
You have never been there, so you have no idea.
So I can attempt to go off description alone. However, the risk of something going wrong is significantly higher.
Let's just go and ask Gilmore real quick. It should only take us 5 minutes.
Okay. So you leave the library, and it is locked up. You can see the lights on in the Arcana Panasophical, and you can see flashes of light as the ritual continues. Realise it's very draining for all those involved. You get back to Gilmore's, and it is locked up for the evening. It's not there.
Makes sense, it's late. Well, perhaps we should retire to the Bureaucrat for the time being. We can speak to Ragesh, let her know what's going on, and then we can see about either teleportation or booking transport in the morning.
So you head back to the Via Crook, and you get back there, and there are clientele, the clients in there now. There are people from the fishermen there who are drinking. There are interested, curious people coming to see where the Wafflehouse are based. And as you come in, there is gasp. It's some of the Wafflehouse. It's Dak and these others. And they don't really recognise most of you. Where's Baz? Where's Sir Baz? Dak, where's Sir Baz?
That, my friend, is a very long story that I unfortunately don't have time to tell right now, but perhaps when I return.
So they are kept away from you as much as possible, but people are constantly staring. Food is brought. Ragesh is there, and you can see her eyes are wide in wonder of Imon. I've had a cake. Has anybody ever had a cake before? A honey cake. It was lovely.
It sounds like you've had a rather good day.
I've had a terrible day, but the cake was lovely.
Small steps.
Small steps. And she begins to gabble and tell you about what she's done. And you can see she's got ribbons in her hair. She's got sort of rather garish makeup on. There's still fatigue and sorrow in her eyes, but you can tell that Didu has tried her best to make her forget. Girls' day out. And unless you want to do anything else, I will stop here for this evening.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to stop.
Sounds good.
Cool.
It gives us a chance to think about how the hell we're going to handle this next bit.
So basically, to be as helpful as possible, my plan is find some way of increasing the reliability of the teleports, head to Anchorel, and try and track down this Akbar.
This is good advice. I suspect that Dyson Brand and Vecna have got something to do with this in the background. I'm not exactly sure how yet, but I get the impression that because of the aid that Amon is providing to Syngorn, it's going to compromise the security and safety of Amon eventually. Whether that's going to provide an opening for some sort of second go by Dyson or what have you, I have no idea. But we should probably make them aware that that could be on the table, so at least they can prepare as best they can for it.
The good thing about being such high-level adventurers is, in theory, we can travel to multiple locations in a single day.
I know, I hate it.
So
Sorry, Rob.
I can teleport up to 3 times a day. I believe with your transport via plant stack, you can probably do that. What level spell is transport via plant?
I could do that 4 times a day.
4 times a day. So we can travel up to 7 locations as long as there's a tree or a suitable sized plant in the area you know.
Yeah.
What is the minimum level needed to do these movings?
These what?
6 for me.
It's 7 for me.
Because if it was 3, I could use my spell thief and we could do it once more on top of that.
Yeah, you're just dying to find an excuse to use that, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
If you want a spell thief, which would be useful, I just need to cast this.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very good 3rd level spell.
Don't you just steal it so it doesn't work when the person casts it?
Yeah, exactly. So I've got this perfect alignment, and I'm like, oh look, all the zombies are looking at it, and then JC just goes, oh, mine.
No, you don't.
But yeah, the main issue with teleport is when it's somewhere I know, or even better, if like for Terra and Imon, I can't fail because I know I've got the permanent object, which is I've got a sigil stone for Terra, or in the Arcana Panasophical, there's the teleportation circle I know of now, but I don't have anything for Anchorel yet. So the chances of us going horribly off target are
Why?
about 50%. So there's a 43% chance of something going horribly wrong, and then a 66% chance of being roughly on target.
56.
But if I get some help, I can bump that up to 33 and 66% respectively.
Okay, well that's as good as planned as any.
Well, I am going to stop recording now. There we go. Let's stop recording.